Sorry. I was leagues away. How can I help you? If you're after something from the storehouse, it's actually my wife you'll want to talk to. She will have to charge you for the goods, though. Not that we'd fleece you or anything. It's just, you know, needs must.
I understand.
Saying that, she might not be able to get anything down for you for a bit.
Ah, right.
She's got her hands full with the inventory, you see. It should have been my daughter's job, really, but the willful little Rills decided to make herself scarce. The heavens only know where that girl's got to.
If you'd like me to keep an eye out for her.
Oh, no. I couldn't ask that of an outsider. Could I? You wouldn't mind?
Of course not. She won't have gone far, will she?
I hope not. But I've scoured the entire village for her and come up empty-handed. Can't help thinking she might have gone on another one of her little adventures.
Ah. A free spirit, is she?
Aye, that she is. Can't get her to sit still. Especially once you heard you lot were on your way. Outsiders! You should have seen her little eyes light up. Oh, if she wanted to watch you arrive, she'd have made for the low gate where you first came in. The guard there might have spotted her. Maybe you could ask him. Ruka, her name is.
All right. I'll let you know if I find her. Try not to worry.
Excuse... Little Ruka? I have, as it happens. She went out through the gate not long ago.
Out of the village? Alone?
Aye. She does it all. There's a path off to the left which leads down to the river. Nice little spot, that. As safe as you like, but that's where she'll be.
Oh well. must be the path.
They're not here. It's you! I've been looking everywhere for you.
You must be Ruka.
You know my name? Can you lot read minds?
Your father asked me to keep an eye out for you. You left without telling him where you were going. He was worried.
But I went to look for you.
Well, now you found me. What do you say we head back to the village and let your father know you're safe?
Oh, and on the way home, you can tell me all about the world beyond the wall. I want to know everything.
Everything might be a stretch.
Thank you for bringing her home. And sorry for the trouble.
Oh, no. It was a pleasure.
Daddy, did you know that there are villages 10 times as big as Haven in the outside world? 10 times! Cities, they call them. And in these cities, they have great big walls and towers and castles.
Oh, to think I was worried. You can tell me all about the outside world later, Sweet Pea. Now go and help your mum with the stores.
All right.
Thanks for putting up with her questions. She, has a lot of them. One of the big ones being, what are the people beyond the wall like? Reckon you've made a good first impression.
Are we the only one she's ever met?
That you are. The rest of the world can't know we're here, so we'll have to be very careful who we're letting in and out. A few of us might make the occasional trip to shore for supplies, but for the most part,
Yes.
well, they make for fine foundations. Their masons clearly knew what they were doing. That's one thing we don't have to worry about. Medicines, metals for tool making.
Which explains...
Aye. And so please.
Thanks for anyway. I will have to charge you. Here you are. Well, if you're sure you need it. I'll be here.
What do you think the tributary sees in those outsiders?
How long do you think this bridge has been stuck?
Suddenly, there were curls everywhere, look.
There's a pair of ships just up ahead.
Ships? But are we not still leagues from the shore?
The quickest route to the surge is due east, past the second galley.
Shula, how did these ships come to be here?
What do you imagine happens when an icon of water gets angry?
Really, brother, did you have to ask?
Tonberries. Foul creatures consumed by their hatred for everyone and everything.
Everything save sharp knives, it seems.
Smell the sea. It's not far now.
How will we reach the surge?
We'll follow the coastline north. There's a bridge that'll take us across to the cape.
To me, boy. There's a good boy. I'm hurt, Torgal.
Might I inquire about the Ray of Light?
It's what prevents the surge from being reclaimed by the sea. And Dwalius by his people.
I doubt even Ambrosia could find me here. You said before that the child is bound within the surge. But you've yet to tell us how we're meant to reach him. I trust we won't have to hold our breath.
No. The surge wraps around the cape without engulfing it. If we continue to its tip, there is a path down to the seabed. And the wave's origin.
All right. It won't be the first dominant we've met at the bottom of the ocean.
Hear me, mine ancestors.
I will have to charge you. Here you are. May it serve you well. I'll be here.
It's not much further now.
The path seems well kept. Do you and the villagers often come this way?
Only me. Once every new moon without fail. It is my duty both as village elder and Walyus's descendant.
But surely no one blames you for what happened. Why should you bear the responsibility alone?
You misunderstand. I do it because I want to. To show him that he isn't alone, and that there are still some of us who would see an end to his suffering. Suffering you will soon witness with your own eyes. The forest grows quickly here. Left unattended, the path would be reclaimed in a matter of moons.
Does the light point the way to the child?
It does indeed.
Look at all the droplets of water suspended in midair.
Where they have remained untouched by time for 80 summers.
It's not right.
No. It's not.
There. Up ahead. Down in the center. Follow me.
He's still primed.
I'll never forget my first priming. The fear. And I was old enough to understand what was happening. One can only imagine how this poor child felt.
He is the victim of an unforgivable sin. Committed by people who saw him as nothing but a means to an end. He must be so frightened.
Then I'll ease his burden.
You don't mean...
I'm not going to hurt him. Contrary to the tales, I don't go around killing dominants for no reason. What if I told you there was a way to remove Walyus's icon?
I tell you, you were a madman.
It's hard to believe, I know. But it can be done. Though, it isn't without its risks. Part of the icon remains no matter what.
So, it might still come to violence.
I don't know. It depends on the dominant. I've seen things end well, and I've seen things spiral out of control. But I do know one thing. If we turn our backs on this child, there will be no end to his suffering. And I think that a worse fate than the alternative. Don't you?
Very well. Do what you must. And whatever happens, I will own the consequences.
Don't be afraid, little one. Let me bear the weight. I think so. I can feel the icon inside me. But something's wrong. He wasn't just afraid. He was angry. All right. Let's see what you've given me.
Is that... Leviathan?
No, just an enemy, but a formidable adversary nonetheless. Let's try.
Oh, look. It has friends. Is everyone all right?
He seems calmer now.
You said Walius was frozen in time. But he knew we were here. How?
I don't know. He's never reacted to anything or anyone. Until now.
The child has been bound for nigh on a century. If he has been conscious from the first, we must remove the seal at once.
It's not that simple. I wish it were, but... there's more to this tale. It would be better if I explained back at the village.
I see. Then let's return before it gets dark.
I'm sorry, Walius. I will make this right. So, part of Leviathan is inside you now, is it? Does it hurt?
No. Not anymore, anyway.
Good. Because I still have need of your strength. If you want to know the rest, we should head to the Witten Hall.
Of course.
The broom is your warhammer.
To understand the spell which binds Walius, you must first know who we are, and what drove my forebears to commit such an atrocity. This tapestry is our story, the one that brought us here. After generations of wandering, my people sought refuge in northeastern Storm, some 170 years ago. But in exchange for our safety, the Gregorian Church demanded we renounce our faith, and branded us heretics when we could not.
To be exterminated, as a lesson to others.
And so was it chronicled in the Imperial histories, for anything less would have made the Church seem weak. Yet a handful survived. The few who did fled north and west, and in doing so discovered two things that would forever shape our fates. The first was an old legend, revealing how to make your very own Mother Crystal.
I've heard that one before.
Yes, yet it gave them new hope, however false. Our ancestors convinced themselves that they could recreate the divine if they could only find a strong enough heart. A living being capable of channeling torrents of ether. And the heavens provided.
A dominant Walius.
They'd stumbled across a nostrum in an ancient ruin, which they believed could provoke a sudden outpouring of a creature's ether. They meant to enrage his icon. Leviathan would have destroyed everything, had our people not made their second important discovery. A means to stop time itself.
Where did they find that? The Northerners had no such magics, or they would have used them.
When our ancestors first arrived, the land was uninhabited, save for an old witch who lived on the highest peak. Her body had been consumed by the curse, a cruel payment for her long years of service to the Northern Thanes. So desperate were they to prevent the fall of Drake's Eye, they'd forced her to devise a spell to stop time.
But Drake's Eye did fall.
It did. When she finally perfected the necessary magics it was already too late. As punishment for her failure, the Thanes exiled her to this forsaken place to live out the few days she had left. Knowing her suffering, our ancestors cared for her as best they could, and in return, she gifted them her spell. That even though she should die, her legacy might live on. So armed with both the knowledge of the ancients and the secrets of time, our ancestors settled upon an ambitious plan. They would create a new Mother Crystal and enchant it that it might endure for all eternity. Thus would our people's wandering, our suffering, finally end, and prosperity visit us once more. And all it would require was the sacrifice of a single child. A small price to pay, or so they believed.
Another victim of man's blind reliance on the Mother Crystals. So we know the seal's source. How do we break it and restore the flow of time?
Do you recall the dome of light on top of the cliffs to the west? Inside lie the ruins of an old temple. It was there that the witch built the Vare, a conduit of sorts that channels her remaining ether into the Surge. But it's been a long time since anyone set foot in the place. And now there are others who claim it as their own.
Then we shall go prepared for a fight. That said, it may be best if one of us stays behind.
You think the village could be in danger?
We saw the ether flow from Wallius in all directions, but only encountered a single familiar. There will be more. And should even one make its way here, I doubt the walls could hold it back for long.
Then I shall stay. The Phoenix will see your people safe, tributary.
You have my thanks.
Very well. We should depart at once. I fear time may no longer be a luxury we can afford.
The Vare is not easy to find. We must first head north, and then west, deeper into the forest.
I suspect two dominants can handle whatever it is that awaits you atop that peak. And if not, there's always Lady Shula's battle axe.
No sign of the child. Reckon my steel's just as good as any. I can't.
Just try to breathe. That's it.
Is everything all right?
Ah, you're the outsider. I'm Fannet, healer by trade. And this is Talor, one of my patients. He took ill not long after.
Nothing too serious, I hope.
I hope so too.
But
this affliction, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. He complains of feeling, and my most powerful antalgic hasn't done a I'm starting to wonder if his condition might require. Shula said that you were here to help us.
I'd be happy to.
You can. Don't worry. All I need you to do is speak to Talor's son, Pavat, over at the forge, and ask if he knows what his father was up. Something must have caused this. The trouble is, so while you talk to Pavat, I'll pay his wife word a quick visit, just to...
All right.
Oh,
I do. Though not from the forge.
I see.
It's no trouble, really.
Not that I know of. But then I hardly see him. Suppose he might have been a bit...
When you say out and about, where does...
Just round the village. Wanders over to Blazier's place most days. He's a fisher who lives on the other side of the... Maybe he knows something I...
Maybe.
She showed them the surge.
If we pick too many of the flowers, there won't be enough left to go to seed. And then next year, we won't have any.
My lord, may I speak with you a moment? There is a matter with which I would beg...
Of course, what is it?
Please, not...
Something serious?
Yes. I was passing by the low gate when I saw a figure moving among the trees up on the cloak. At first, I thought it must have... But the more I think about it...
And you're sure it wasn't one of the other villagers?
Positive. I think it was someone from outside the wall. Of course, it could just be my imagination, but if it is, would you go and see?
Whether...
Perhaps. Just promise me that if you do...
Don't worry.
Thank you.
Ymilla, this man you saw, might he be the customer you told me of?
I fear so.
The customer?
I'll explain later.
Greetings, stranger.
Your name is Blazir, is it not?
Zelmis. Talo's never been...
Oh, Fenner doesn't...
Did you...
Well, that's certain. And it might just be...
I don't...
Let's see what the healer makes of this.
I spoke with Werder, but she couldn't tell me anything.
Nothing conclusive. Blazir, he kept asking him if he'd seen anything unusual there on his way back from the coast. But never...
The forest. Between... Surely not.
But...
I can't say for sure. You may have encountered them during your time here. The small, scaly beastmen.
And you think they may have caused...
I do. Oh, I know it's a lot to ask, but there's an altar there. Please. I'll explain everything when you return, but time flows fast. I beg you, make haste for Father's...
Very well.
Bastard things.
I never should have let him go alone.
Hail, stranger.
And once everyone left me in peace.
Company.
Ceaseless rail, guide thy bounty. Bastard things. Oh, I never should have let him go alone.
Hail, stranger.
And once everyone left me in peace.
Before we turned east at the ship to reach the coast. Now we must head in the opposite direction.
Left it is, then. If there's one thing I know about beastmen, is that they love to hide in the dark. What are they up to? Some sort of ritual. Sorry to disturb you. Let's see what's on this altar then. A silver chain. I doubt the Tomburys made it. This must be what Fennec was talking about.
You're back?
I did.
I knew it.
Well, I'm still none the wiser.
Forgive me. This chain. It's a Gregorian Maternoster.
Worn by men of the faith. What's it doing here? And why would the Tomburys be praying to it?
To understand that, you need to understand what the Tomburys are. They feed on hatred and suffering. And some say that if you render them an offering, some token of grievance against your fellow man, they will put a curse upon him.
So you think someone's put a Tombury curse on Talor?
I can't say for sure. Truth be told, I always assumed it was an old wives' tale. But given his fear of the forest and the presence of the chain on the altar, I don't know what else to think.
Does Talor have any enemies in the village? Anyone who would nurse such a grudge?
No, I believe the one who left the chain at the altar was Talor himself.
I beg your pardon?
But there's more to the tale, you see. It's said that if you attempt to curse a soul that has returned to the sea already, your ire has nowhere to go but back to its source.
You're saying he cursed himself?
In trying to curse another,
When my father was younger, he was one of the few permitted to venture beyond the wall on trading expeditions. He told us that when he journeyed to Sanbreque, he'd wear that chain to disguise his true beliefs, lest Griega's faithful turn their cudgels on him.
Did they ever catch him in his deception?
Not that he ever took...
Come now. Let's not waste time speculating about Talor's past.
All right.
Thank you. I shall.
Aye, and thanks for going to all this trouble. We call it an adder stone. It's a gatherer's charm. Reacts to certain rare minerals we use in crafting. Makes them ring out like a bell. Stuff you'd have no chance of spotting otherwise. If you find anything, see that you bring it back to me. I can make you some decent gear with it.
I am, thank you.
Reckon my steel's just as good as any. You can't expect me to make something out of nothing.
No sign of the child.
You're a braver man than me, taking a stroll through those woods.
bottle. Breath of the arbor. Perfume from Sunbrag. Looks... Who's there? Stop! Hang on! I'm coming!
Don't eat me! I'll give you gut rot, I swear!
Stand back. I'll handle this.
That's it.
Are you all right?
I'm more than all right. I'm saved! Oh, I could kiss you!
Maybe you should introduce yourself.
Hervey! I knew it was you. What are you doing here?
I came to see you. Oh, my little canary, it's been so long.
Thank you for saving him and sparing him.
Who is he?
Hervey, one of many clients from my employment beyond the wall.
One of many clients? We spoke every night of our plans together. Whispered songs of love into each other's ears. And then you upped and vanished without so much as a word.
I left you a note, didn't I? I told you I was sorry, but that we could never be together. That I could never abandon my family. And I told you not to look for me.
The flame of your love was as a beacon in the night that guided me to you.
Hervey.
I was walking by the coast near Northreach when I saw a lady who looked like you. Eyes like the next moment, she and her companions were jumping in a skiff and sailing out towards the wave. So I...
It must have been Shula bringing us here. So what? You rowed, found a nose how many leagues across the bay, simply because you saw a woman with white hair.
And as I did, the skies changed from a dull and hopeless grey to a bright and benevolent blue. That was when I...
Oh, why did you come? You should have forgotten me. I cannot leave my people, Hervey. We must return to Haven and accept my family's judgment.
I'm to meet your family.
Please, come and see me later. But first...
To the end of the world and beyond.
You should never have found this place. How could I be so careless?
Don't blame yourself. I doubt anything could have kept that man away.
Forgive...
There's nothing to forget. You two met at the Vale.
When I worked there, yes. To earn the coin that my people need to survive. Though Mysidia is our sanctuary. And for that reason, some of us seek employment beyond the wall. Yet few are the opportunities for followers of a strange faith in a strange land.
And so you supported your family?
I did. And I have never regretted it for a moment. I found a second family in the Vale. And in the Dame, I also found Hervey. But our love could never be. I knew that if I revealed my secret to him, I would be putting my people in danger.
What will happen to him now?
Since our people settled in Mysidia, uninvited visitors have been few and far between, but not unknown. Explorers, survivors of shipwrecks.
I see.
That was before my time, you understand? I've never had to make a decision like this before. Ymilla, know that I do not blame you for any of this. It was me who decided to make the trip to shore. Me who exposed us. This was my mistake. And I...
Thank you, tributary. I only beg you to remember that Hervé means us no ill will.
I will take that into consideration. But yours is not the only voice I must listen to. The whole family must be consulted.
Of course, tributary. However long it takes. Come what may, I thank you, my...
I don't care what happens to me. Now I've found my little canary, I'm not going anywhere.
I left Hervé because I couldn't turn my back on my family. And now his life hangs in the balance.
Bastard things.
Oh, I never should have let him go alone. You! Shula said you were a force to be reckoned with. Hey? Oh, I'm worried about a friend of mine. He went into the fort. Would you help me? Of course, you know about the glamour our ancestors cast to keep this place hidden, right?
Shula told us about.
Right. So you know the cairns we use to maintain the spell? Well, it's me and my friend's job to maintain them. If it weren't for the likes of us, it would have faded years ago.
So your friend went into the forest to visit one of these cairns?
Aye, that's right. He said he was going down to Father's Fell. There are 2 cairns out that way, one by the banks of the Swift Run, and another near the Winged Wains.
All right. How will I know this friend of yours?
His name's Nassef. He's about my height, but clean-shaven. If you could track him down and see that he's come to no harm, I'd be much obliged. I'll search the village, just in case anyone's seen him, and meet you...
Very well. One cairn by the ships, another by the river. Better get moving.
Hail, stranger.
And once everyone left me in peace.
After the fall of our ancestors' mother crystal, the moats of water wandered the twins for centuries. It wasn't until the binding of poor Wallius that we put down our roots here.
Well, here's the cairn. But no sign of Nassef. To the riverbank, then. Who have we here? I'm looking for a man named Nassef.
Aye.
I know him. Takes care of the cans. Wait, what do you want with the lad, anyway?
Apparently he ventured out to work on one of these...
Wow.
You're a hunter, yes? You must know the woods as well as anyone.
There's a bridge further down the path. Blasted thing got washed away a few moons back. Our carpenter only recently had time to rebuild it. But if I remember rightly, there is another cairn on the far side.
Maybe.
Don't mention it. I'll keep an eye out too.
Let's hope so. This must be the bridge the hunter was talking about.
Careful.
Stay away, damn you!
Hold on!
Oh, thank you.
I'm the tributary's guest. And you?
I am?
Your friend Katav asked me to look for you when you didn't return.
I was so focused on attuning the cairn, I didn't see those creatures come until it...
How exactly do they work?
Oh, there are crystals inside. They're what keeps the glamour going. Should the ether cease to flow through too many of them, our shroud would quickly unravel. It's my job to make sure that doesn't happen.
And an important job it is. But you'll struggle to do it if you're dead. You need to take more care.
Yeah, no arguments there. The truth is, me and Katav usually work together, watching each other's backs like. But when we heard outsiders were coming, we split up to get the job done faster, so things will be perfect for your arrival.
So you found him then? Expect you'll be wanting someone to escort you back to the village then, Nassef.
When you're next in Haven, be sure to come and see us. You saved my life.
If you insist.
I thought I'd lost you.
But you saw to it that...
Thank you. Nasev told me everything. If...
Oh,
All that matters is that you're set. Far be it from me to tell you how to do your jobs, but... Don't go alone again.
Or if we have to, maybe we should think about casting the glamour on ourselves to keep the wildlife from spotting us. It'd take its toll, of course.
I'd rather not. Would only succeed...
Your bearers.
That we are, thank the tides. The others can't attune to the crystals in the cairns the same way we can. I reckon this place would be doomed without us.
So, you do this work for the good of your people?
We're forced to. No. From what I've heard of the way things work on the outside, we were truly blessed that our rain fell here in Mysidia. Our people are few enough as it is. If we started turning on each other, kin against kin, over nothing but a stupid accident of birth, our days would be numbered.
They would.
Anyway, all's well that ends well, eh? Thanks to you, both of us lived to keep this place hidden another day.
Hail, stranger. Are you a rider by...
I am.
Oh, I can smell it on... And not just any stables. Something tell... If I had a guess, I'd say your bird... Ambrosia, eh?
Well, she's... tall.
You're joking. You've got a white chocobo. This I've got to see. Can you bring a...
I would if I could, but I doubt Shula's skiff could hold it.
Me dad's got a boat. And he's ferried chocobos before. It'd be perfect time.
You would? All right, then. I could...
He'll be in the storehouse.
Bastard things. All the fish right.
You one of the outsiders, then?
I am. Shula invited me.
I am. Got you...
She's asked to see my chocobo, but I'd need your...
Or you could just say no. Honestly, that girl and her birds, she'll be growing feathers soon enough.
Well, truth be told, I didn't take the idea seriously at first. But thinking about it, it would make it easier to get around if I had Ambrosia.
If you're sure that's what you want. Still, they don't take the water easily. I'll need you to bring us a mimic gourd.
And,
Oh, don't ask me. It's been years since I last brought a chocobo across the bay. And I'm told the world's changed a fair bit since then.
Well, the man who made Ambrosia's tack lived in Martha's Rest, and if I remember correctly, he traded in chocobo feet, so I suppose
I'll be sailing over to Northreach soon to pick up some supplies. While I do that, you collect your bird and your gourd, and then meet me by the shore.
We've got a few rooms going spare now. You want a bed for the night? Speak to Martha.
I remember you. You're the one who saved Whiteheart.
she's very well.
Oh, don't thank me. Anyway, what brings you to the...
I was hoping to purchase a Mimit gourd, and I thought you might be able...
Oh, reckon I...
Really?
Aye, you just be on the lookout.
I will.
Oh, you're very welcome. And in times like these...
We certainly do. Northreach, then. Wouldn't want to keep Mander's father waiting.
And how might I help the garrison?
The garrison did away with posting guards here in the wall.
Those things didn't fight like men.
The Duke has pledged to work with the people of Northreach.
Thanks, Gal.
Ah, there you are. And this must be Ambrosia, was it? Oh, she's a real beauty, isn't she?
I have the mimic or two.
Thank you kindly. Soon as she's gobbled this up, we'll set sail.
We're going to take a little trip across the bay now, Ambrosia. Well,
She is as white as snow. You're beautiful, aren't you?
Brave, too. She was calm as you like on the journey over. The mimic gourd will have played its part, of course, but passing through the walls enough to spook most birds even then.
Ambrosia's been through a lot. I doubt there's much that could unnerve her now.
Not with a beloved master by her side.
No. It's you who looks after me, isn't it, girl?
Anyway, thanks for bringing her here. I hope I can breed a bird like her someday.
And if you and Ambrosia need ferrying back to Northreach, you only need say the word.
Thank you. But I think we might explore Mysidia together. What do you say, Ambrosia?
After the fall of our ancestors' mother, Crystal, the moats of water wandered... Yeah! This is the mineral Pavar was talking about. The one that rings out like a bell.
Let's go.
Fly, Ambrosia.
There's a large gate up ahead, and beyond it, a cluster of ancient ruins. The temple, or the Heir of Hours as my people call it, can only be reached by passing through them.
All right.
The forest is crawling with life, most of it hungry, which is why we make sure this gate stays shut.
And why you carry that impressive-looking axe, I presume?
Noticed her, have you?
The temple is up there.
Don't worry, those cliffs aren't the only one. To the top.
Are these the ruins?
Yes. As far as we can tell, they're part of the same complex as the temple itself.
To think of all the people who must once have lived here. These remind me of home.
You're from the north, then?
Yes. And no.
I see. Do you see that cave up ahead? Whoever lived here carved a flight of stairs into the stone within.
A way to the top.
And whatever it is that awaits us there.
Oh, ceaseless rill, guide thy...
I will have to charge you. Well, if you're sure you need it. Here you are. Well, if you're sure you need it.
There. The temple the time forgot.
And the Varys inside?
Yes. You can see the spell's path from the nave.
What is it?
I don't know. It's probably nothing.
Forgive me, but why build the Vare here?
The spell was originally meant to be cast on Drake's Eye, and this was the only place with an unbroken line of sight. The Tonberries like to think these ruins are their own.
And they look none too pleased to see us.
While our numbers dwindle, theirs seem only to increase, as if they were feeding off our suffering.
Could this be their leader?
You're more than welcome to ask.
Too slow.
That could have been worse, I suppose.
Aye, well, if the forest's taught me anything, it's that there's always something worse.
No holding back. Too slow. Just out the nave.
Just inside the dome, yes. But it's what's out here that worries me.
Thinking they'd all migrated south.
The weaker ones did.
The weaker ones? Did you hear that, Sid? the surge.
Another of my ancestors' sins. Shall we? The blue veil shows the extent of the spell's reach.
But I can feel its ether from here.
Shula, wait. Before we cross the threshold, I'd like to know a little more about how these magics work. I assume we'll be safe from their influence.
We won't grind to a halt, if that's what you mean. The spell only affects the things that were present at the moment it was cast.
You see?
But if we can enter, that means other things can as well.
Like the ones we saw on the way here.
And worse, probably.
Is this Leviathan's doing?
Well, it certainly wasn't ours. When he realized my ancestors were attempting to cast a spell from here, he made to destroy the temple.
And almost did by the looks of it.
But they are. Then why is it so cold in here?
imagine what this place must have been like before the attack.
This would have been a hall of worship. There was something similar in my father's keep. The priests would deliver their sermons from the dais.
Your father?
Just let us pass. It's all right. We'll get through this. Last climb, then.
The fair.
By the founder.
It's just as I thought.
Jill, does this ether not feel somehow?
Familiar, yes. I sensed it the moment we arrived, though I wasn't sure until now. You can feel it too, can't you, Clive? She's calling us.
You don't mean the witch?
I do. Though she was more than that. Much more. She was a dominant. A dominant who once commanded the icon that now resides in both me and Clive.
Of course. I don't know why I didn't see it. Who else would have the power to freeze time?
None other than Shiva herself. But for her ether to endure after all these years, it's almost as if... As if she shared it with another, just as Torgal shared in my ice.
Companion. Though something tells me he's not as friendly as us.
My ancestors never warned us about this.
It wasn't left here for them. I doubt they even knew it existed.
Why won't it yield?
Because it would sooner die than fail its mistress.
us no choice.
By the moment.
Then we better cut this short.
Let's destroy it. And put an end to this.
Wait. The spell must be weakened, not undone.
Isn't that what we came here for?
Did you ever stop to wonder what might happen to the tidal surge if I unraveled the whole spell at once? I didn't think so. This is going to require a bit more finesse. From wind and light, water and earth, let the silent pall of mine ice. There's too much ether. Here. Let me help. Let us help. Almost.
Did it work?
I think so. The thread connecting this place to the child should be broken. Meaning Walyas should finally be...
Free once more. Leviathan, our most profaned fragment, its divinity defiled by the hand of man, its spirit shackled by his hubris, till Mythos came, bringing release. Now, let the sins of man be redeemed by the hand of the servant of God.
Damn it.
It's happening. Isn't it?
It is.
What is? What's going on?
Precisely what we feared. Leviathan is out of control. Don't despair. This isn't over yet. You should head back to the village and get everyone to higher ground. As for the rest, Ifrit will handle. After 80 years of imprisonment, I'd be angry too. But I can't let it end like this, Walyas. It's time for you to come home.